The sun rose slowly over the busy city, painting the sky with soft orange light. People rushed on the roads, horns blowing, shops opening, and voices filling the air. On the corner of an old street, near a tea stall and a broken footpath, sat an old beggar named Ramu. He wore torn clothes, his slippers were worn out, and his beard was long and messy. Every morning, he sat at the same place with a small bowl in his hands, hoping for a few coins so he could eat something that day. Most people passed him without looking. Some looked at him with pity, some with irritation, and some with complete ignorance. Ramu had become invisible to the world. He believed this was his fate. He often thought, "I was born to beg. Nothing can change my life." This thought had lived in his mind for many years, growing stronger with time that Ramu's past was not always like this. Many years ago, he was a simple village man with a small family. He worked as a laborer and earned just enough to survive. One year, heavy floods destroyed his village. His house collapsed, his savings were gone, and soon after, his wife fell sick and passed away. Broken by loss and poverty, Ramu came to the city in search of work. But life in the city was harsh. Without education, skills, or support, he slowly slipped into begging. Over time, he accepted it as his identity. One evening, while Ramu was sitting at his usual spot, a young boy came near him. The boy was around 10 years old, wearing a school uniform and carrying a bag. He stopped and looked at Ramu for a long moment. "Uncle," the boy said softly, "why do you beg?" Ramu was surprised. Most children ignored him or laughed at him. He looked at the boy and replied, "Because this is my life, Beta. I can't do anything else." The boy frowned. "My teacher says anyone who works can change their life." Ramu smiled sadly. "Your teacher lives in books. Real life is different." The boy stayed silent for a few seconds, then took out a piece of bread from his bag and gave it to Ramu. "I hope your life changes one day," he said, and walked away. That night, Ramu could not sleep. The boy's words echoed in his mind. Anyone who works can change their life. Ramu laughed at himself. "Work? Who will give me work?" he thought. Still, a small uneasiness had entered his heart that a few days later, something unusual happened. A well-dressed man in his 40s stopped in front of Ramu. Instead of giving money, the man asked, "Can you read?" Ramu shook his head. "No, Sahib." "Can you count?" "A little," Ramu replied. The man nodded. "I run a small fruit shop nearby. I need someone to help clean and arrange fruits. I can pay you daily. Are you interested?" Ramu was shocked. No one had ever offered him work. His first reaction was fear. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? His old mindset screamed inside him, telling him he was only a beggar. I don't know," Ramu said hesitantly. The man smiled. "Think about it. If you want, come tomorrow morning." That night was a battle inside Ramu's mind. One voice said, "Stay where you are. Begging is easy. No responsibility." Another voice whispered, "This could be a chance." For the first time in years, Ramu questioned his own thinking. By morning, he made a small but brave decision. He went to the fruit shop. The first few days were very hard. Ramu's body was not used to work. His hands ached, his back hurt, and sometimes customers looked at him with suspicion. He made mistakes, dropped fruits, and once even mixed prices. Each mistake made him feel like running back to his old corner, but the shop owner did not shout. He corrected him calmly. "Mistakes are part of learning," he said. Slowly, Ramu started improving. He learned how to arrange fruits neatly, how to greet customers, and how to count money properly. At the end of each day, when he received his wages, Ramu felt something new, self-respect. The coins in his hand felt different. They were earned, not begged for. Days turned into weeks. Ramu stopped sitting at the footpath. He cleaned himself better, trimmed his beard, and even bought a simple shirt. People who once ignored him now spoke to him normally. This change was not only outside. Inside his mind, something powerful was happening. He no longer saw himself as a helpless beggar. He began to see himself as a worker, a man who could still learn. One evening, while closing the shop, the same schoolboy appeared again. He looked at Ramu with surprise. "Uncle, you are working." Ramu smiled widely. "Yes, Beta, you were right. Life can change." The boy clapped happily and ran away. However, life still tested Ramu. One day, the shop owner fell sick and had to close the shop for a week. Fear returned to Ramu's heart. What if I lose everything again? But this time, his thinking was different. Instead of begging, he looked for small work. He helped nearby vendors, carried goods, and earned enough to survive. He realized that opportunities were always there, but earlier his mindset had been closed. After a few months, the shop owner recovered and was impressed by Ramu's honesty and hard work. He increased Ramu's pay and taught him more about the business. Ramu learned how to buy fruits from the market and how to talk to suppliers. Slowly, he started dreaming again, something he had not done in years. One day, the shop owner said, "Ramu, I am planning to open another stall. I want you to manage this one." Ramu's eyes filled with tears. The man who once believed he was nothing was now trusted with responsibility. That night, Ramu sat alone and looked at the sky. He remembered his past, his failures, his pain, and his years on the street. He understood one simple truth. His biggest enemy was not poverty, but his own mindset. Years later, Ramu was no longer a beggar. He owned a small fruit stall and lived in a modest room. He even helped other poor people by giving them small jobs. Whenever someone said, "I can't change my life," Ramu would smile and say, "Change your mindset first. Life will follow." The city remained the same, busy, noisy, and uncaring, but Ramu had changed. And that made all the difference.